in Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a Kahok. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you want to be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1, 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapest crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play no sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me, Kahawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
All the freshmen,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good afternoon, everyone, as we welcome you to Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collinsville High School as we get you set for some girls soccer action this evening in a very beautiful Tuesday afternoon here in the Midwest. I am Todd Duke and glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network as we welcome you in to the Chiropractic Works pregame show. Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville. He's located at 410 Regency Center. That is just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Give him a call, 343-3602, or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Kahawks come into this contest with an overall record of 6-6, and they play host this evening to the Belleville West Maroons. The Maroons come in with 3 wins, 11 losses, and 2 ties in the conference. Collinsville has won 2 games while losing 4, while the Maroons have a 1-5 record. Before we get going for the rest of the program, we can tell you that the JV girls won here earlier, just a little while ago. They won by a final score of 3-0. And in girls softball action today, the game is already over at the Collinsville Sports Complex as Collinsville beat Granite City by a score of 11-1 and shortened that game to a 5-inning affair. So now you're all caught up on the other 2 things. Let's get you caught up on what's going on here with these 2 teams. Second time that these 2 teams have met. Collinsville won the earlier contest by a score of 2-1. That was a game we had for you at Belleville West back on March the 26th. In that game, Destiny Johnson and Faith Liljegren had goals. Alyssa Tucker, she recorded an assist on both of the goals scored in that game. And in goal, Claire Rindelman played all 80 minutes. She surrendered just 1 goal on 10 shots, so she had almost a 91% save percentage in that contest. Had a chance just a little while ago to catch up with Collinsville head coach Chris DiGirolamo. Talked to him about a few things, of course, soccer being one of them, and some off-the-topic conversations and some questions for the coach of your Collinsville Lady Kahok soccer team. We'll pass along the Chiropractic Works pregame interview right after this break here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
We welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network as we return home for some girls soccer action at Kahok Stadium as your Lady Kahoks get ready to take on the Belleville West Lady Maroons. Chris DiGirolamo, the head coach of your Lady Kahok soccer program, joining us now. Let's continue effort to get to know the head coach better of the girls soccer team. Tell us a little bit about what Chris DiGirolamo was like as a child.
Wow, what a loaded question. Athlete, conscientious student, honor roll, played multiple sports, multiple sport athlete, baseball, soccer, ran track, even dabbled in basketball, so a little bit of everything. But I think that's the part that's missing nowadays with kids specializing. You just don't see as many multi-sport athletes. So.
And I'm taking it that soccer ended up being the one that you gravitated toward.
Yeah, so baseball and soccer were the two major sports, and then probably by the time I was about a sophomore, I got out of baseball, really committed to running track in the off season to stay in game shape for soccer, and just, you know, that was the major sport. I knew I wanted to go play college soccer somewhere, so track and soccer were the way I went.
Well, that led me into my next question. So college, tell us about that aspect of your life.
It was a neat experience. As I've kind of described to the girls, these are the best 4 years of their lives. They may not realize it right now, but it really is, because the game's still fun. They can take things that we're trying to teach and apply it. There's not as much of an emphasis on winning. You know, believe it or not, we do want to win, but we're here to really develop them, and it's not a job. And when you go to college, the role reversal is completely changed. So now you're there on scholarship, you're their property. Tried to describe some of the 5 a.m. 5-mile runs and the hills we would run with players on our backs, and just a lot of the things that you don't think about that you're as a player. It was fun from the aspect, I was a 4-year starter at McKendree. We were nationally ranked. I was the only freshman that really played my first year, but the game was completely different. The speed of the game, physicality of the game. My first year, we're getting ready to play to go to nationals. I ended up marking Kirk Mosier, who was on the St. Louis Ambush. So there's definitely some moments you can take away from that and say that was a really neat experience. But again, the 4 years of high school, you can't replace them. They're the best times of your life.
All right, if you weren't doing what you're doing now, both professionally and being the head coach of the Kahoks soccer program here, what do you think you'd be doing? What did young Chris want to be when he grew up?
Well, believe it or not, I mean, I took drafting in high school. I kind of had the idea that I wanted to get into architecture. Was decent in math, and said I was a pretty decent student. Had no ambition of playing professional soccer. Obviously, I'm not Joe Roniger. I wasn't, blessed with the physical ability that Joe had. So, I mean, I had realistic expectations. But I think I knew that I either wanted to get into education or coach, and so while my coaching is not the primary focus of my life, I'm in finance and financial services. I've been able to stay in the game through the coaching aspect of it.
All right, let's reverse and talk about some soccer. Last game that we had for you was the Belleville East game. You won that game, and nice to always see when somebody that works as hard as Michaela Crispin finally gets that reward and gets on the scorecard and picks up 2 goals in one game.
Yes, because we're not scoring a lot of goals. I mean, statistically, we're 6-6, so we've played 12 matches. We've scored 14 goals, and that's really not the characteristic of a Collinsville team. Usually you're averaging 2 to 3 goals a game, and we usually have a pretty stout defense, but we're having trouble finding the back of the net. We've told the girls, we've described to them, at this point we're looking for leadership. We're looking for someone to step up and score a timely goal, because it does have an impact in the game as far as changing the momentum. And Michaela took it to heart. She stepped up. She scored 2 quality goals and led us the other night. And we asked more of the other players, and it took a senior to step up. And quite honestly, that's what we needed. That's what we expected.
Ball movement looked a lot better in that game as well.
It's it was similar to the first match. I think their concept, at least the way they tried to tell me after the game, is they don't want to expose themselves for the postseason. But to me, it's still about concepts. It's about moving the ball in your shape and really what you do with the ball. And they really didn't show a whole lot. They defended well. They didn't really have a whole lot in the counterattack. We certainly had most of the possession, and it was just, again, trying to find that quality chance on goal. So luckily 2 goals was enough.
You have Belleville West here tonight, a team that we've already seen. We did their game at Belleville West, a game that you won. So do you see things kind of playing out the same way, same kind of aspect of that game as this game?
I do. They are struggling, obviously, statistically. They've got some younger players playing. They're dealing with injury right now and illness. I know that their varsity goalie's out with a concussion. So, there's little things that they're battling through. But, unfortunately, that's just the way it works in soccer. We're battling through things too and trying to overcome adversity. So it'll be an interesting game. They certainly play in the air more than we do. Their concepts to knock a ball wide and then try to get the ball behind us. So we're very cognizant of the way they play. Can we defend the air ball? If they get behind us, they're going to beat us. It's just that simple. Every team that's gotten behind us this year has scored goals, and we've been on the wrong end of a 1-goal game. So how we defend the air ball, I think tonight will really have a big impact on the game.
Thanks for the visit, Coach. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Christy Girolamo, your Lady Kahok soccer head coach. We'll take a break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. When we come back, we'll pass along the 2 starters for each team for you, and then we will have some soccer action. All that and more coming up on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahoks.
All Pro Tees is your place for custom apparel for your school, business, sports team, and more. All Pro Tees offers a variety of services and options, and they'll walk you through that process step by step. They pride themselves in being a local Collinsville business, and they specialize in helping their clients promote and grow that business, all with custom apparel. All Pro Tees, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or call 344-2200. Pack Mail, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail, 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, weshipstlouis.com or call 346-4884.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
And once again, we welcome you back to Collinsville High School here at Kahok Stadium. I am Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network as we get you set for this game between Collinsville and Belleville West. Here are your starters. First for Belleville West in goal tonight will be senior Jessica Brown. In front of her, you will have Caitlin Grantcolas, Olivia Oliveras, Kylie Gagan, Sydney Valerius, Sarah Foley, Bailey Good, Gabby Holtrop, Cassidy Vollmer, Courtney Vollmer, and Katie Haas. For Collinsville, Claire Rendelman will be between the pipes. In front of her, you will find Mariah Siverly, Destiny Johnson, Lexi Munoz, Faith Liljegren, Alyssa Tucker, Paige Bauer, Sarah Hinsey, Bella Hinsler, Maria Voss, and Michaela Chrisman. Let's take a look at your two starters in goal tonight. For Jessica Brown, 510 minutes on the year. That is less than the freshman keeper, Cameron Cortez. She, I understand, is hurt, and that's why she's not playing in this game. But Jessica Brown, 510 minutes. She has 2 wins and 5 losses to go along with 2 ties, 2 shutouts. One of those she shared with Cortez. 9 goals on 41 shots. Gives her a goals against average of 1.4 and a save percentage right around 78%. For Claire Rendelman, 920 minutes on the year. She's played almost every game except for the 50 minutes that Becca Burkhart played when Rendelman got hurt in a game. So 920 minutes for Rendelman. She is 5-6-0. She has 3 shutouts. 2 of those are solos. One of those she shared in that game with Becca Burkhart. And for Rendelman, goals against average is 1.2, while she has a save percentage right almost at 85%. She's given up 14 goals on almost 90 shots on the year. Actually, exactly 90 shots on the year. We are just about ready to go. 2 teams have met, and they are ready to go, and so are we. We are underway. Big thank you to the JV girls who are up here helping to operate the camera. Big win for them today as they beat Belleville West by a score of 3-0. And as we mentioned, the Lady Kahok softball team victorious today as well. An 11-1 win against Granite City at home. That game ended about 15 minutes before we got on the air here. So good job by the Lady Kahok sports teams in action here today. We are underway. Of course, Belleville West, the visiting team, they have on the maroon shorts and the white jerseys with numbers in maroon on the front and the back. Collinsville, they're the home team, and here comes Liljegren racing up the right side. She'll put a shot on goal, and Jessica Brown handles that one quite easily over there on that near side post, near to her, farthest away from us. And, of course, the Lady Kahoks dressed all in purple today. A little bit of white trim down the sides, and, of course, the numbers on the fronts and the jerseys, fronts and the backs of their jerseys, are in white. Playing a little defense now, here is Bella Hensler. Hensler gets the ball up to Faith Liljegren. Liljegren just sends it across the middle, and Collinsville will go back to work. Defense will send it on up. Here is Paige Bauer. Bauer takes it into the midfield circle and then passes it on over to Hensey. Hensey once again trying to find Liljegren. Maybe let her just a little bit too much this time as that ball goes across the end line. Put there by Hensey. So a goal kick restart coming up here for Jessica Brown and Belleville West. We only had one game for you last week due to some complications. Looks like we're only going to have one game this week, and this is it. We had a game scheduled for tomorrow, softball game with Jabot, but Jabot doesn't have enough players to field a team, so that one got wiped off the schedule. So the only thing we had left was baseball on Thursday, and that game got moved to tomorrow, so this is going to be the only game that we have for you this week because I had already made plans to have someone come over to the house and give our air conditioner a tune-up and a checkup before the summer months hit. So that takes place between 3 and 5. You know how that works, right? Sometime between 3 and 5, someone will show up at my house and take care of that for me. But that's why I cannot do a game tomorrow to make up for all these missing games. Collinsville brings the ball back up over on the far side. Faith Liljegren. Liljegren fires it up the sideline and trying to find Destiny Johnson. Destiny will send it right back to Liljegren. She'll send the ball toward the goal, and that one goes just a little bit wide. Had a little sinking action on it as it was heading toward the goal. We've had some gusty winds out here today, gusting to about 25, 30 miles per hour. Looks like they've since died down a little bit, but there is still a stiff breeze coming right across the field right at us. So if you're here at the stadium, you would notice the wind blowing from the players' benches right to the press box. So no north-south breeze to get behind as these girls travel to each goal. Instead, it comes from the opposite direction, so look for a little bend and maybe some movement in the ball that you may not normally see on a calm day. Here are the Maroons. They try to bring the ball up, and over on the far side doing just that is Sarah Foley. Foley tries to get it back to some teammates as she zigzags her way up through the defense and got the ball back and then sends it over to this side for Good. And Good gets to that ball before it goes over the line, but nothing but purple jerseys in front of the net. And Collinsville sends the ball up. Michaela Chrisman, who had 2 goals in the last win over Belleville East, sends the ball out, and there's a shot right to Claire Rundelman. She was already in the right spot at the right time. So each team with a shot on goal. Nothing to show for it on the scoreboard yet, but it's still early, 36-15 left to play here in this opening half. Maroons send the ball up into the offensive zone. There's Stiverly back to get it as she watches it roll across the line out of bounds on the Maroons. Now the Maroons will get the ball right back as the throw-in comes in from Olivares. Olivares finds the head of Paige Bauer, and a loose ball will find Gagan. Gagan will send it over to this side now for Good, and Good doesn't have, well, she had enough to get around Munoz, but then Munoz slipped and fell, and that allowed Good to get the ball back. But she pushes it over the line, and Collinsville will have a throw-in. It comes right to Destiny Johnson, who finds Hensey. Hensey brings it up this near side sideline, and with a little flip pass right past Destiny Johnson, but a whistle on the play will send the ball back, but Collinsville will be the ones who have the free kick here. It'll be a long ways out, about 75 yards or so, and this free kick coming to you by Alexi Munoz. Munoz puts a foot into it and sends it on up to Destiny Johnson. Johnson and Hensey there trying to get that ball away from the defenders for the Maroons, but unsuccessful in that attempt. Here comes Sarah Foley again. Foley cuts through the defense, blows right past one of the defenders for Collinsville, right there in the middle. Gets the ball up. Now a pass will miss the mark, and Collinsville will send it back up to midfield. Johnson gets it, number 7, shoved from behind by the opposing number 7, Kylie Gagan, but no call on the play. Kahawks bring the ball up. Hensler trying to feed a pass to Destiny Johnson, but that ball ends up going past her, and Courtney Vollmer then will send the ball out of bounds. Collinsville will have a throw-in from over there. And it'll be Faith Liljegren who will throw it into Hensey. Ball ends up out of bounds once again, and once again Collinsville will keep it. Another throw-in comes in. That one's for Destiny Johnson. Johnson over in the far side sideline near the corner area has that ball go out of bounds again, and Faith Liljegren again will throw it back in. This time it's onto the feet of Alyssa Tucker. Tucker has that ball leave her. Paige Bauer takes a shot, and it goes right on top of the goal. Collinsville's got the right idea. Shoot that ball toward the goal. Wind maybe lifting it a little bit at times, but nevertheless, shots on goal are always warranted. Let's thank my buddy Peyton Blaylock. He is with Keller Williams Marquee now. You can trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquee with all of your real estate needs. If you buy or sell with the Blaylocks, they will donate $200 to your favorite Kahok Booster Club. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today, 618-780-4622, or online, www.blaylockteam.com. Here's Chrisman, shot, goal! Chrisman, 3 goals in a row for her as she breaks the deadlock here early and comes in on the left side with a shot that was high and tight to that upper left-hand corner. So the Kahawks out front first. Back to action. Kayla Chrisman. .705 mark of the first. And Michaela Chrisman has a hat trick. Well, she had 2 goals in the last game and 1 in this one, so we can call it that if we want to, right? 32-20 left to play here in this opening half. Collinsville already out front by a score of 1-0. Kahawks, by the way, are looking for their 2nd win in a row. That would follow 3 losses in a row. They broke that 3-game losing streak with that win at Belleville East last week. The losing streak were all conference games against Alton, O'Fallon, and Edwardsville. So important to try to pick up this conference victory. More importantly, just to try to pick up victories. Believe it or not, the playoff schedule is going to be released on the 25th of this month. So now you need to pick up some wins to improve your playoff seeding and get a better slot. Here is Chrisman. She shoves the ball up. Destiny Johnson has it go past her and right onto the foot of Courtney Vollmer. Vollmer will send it back to her defense. Gabby Holtrop will have to go back and chase it for the Maroons, and she'll send it back up to midfield. That ball off of one of her players and onto the foot of Chrisman, and then she finds Destiny Johnson. Johnson has to slow down and wait for the ball. Coming into the box was Liljegren, and that ball blocked right back out to Chrisman. Chrisman coming up the left wing, gives it for Destiny Johnson. Johnson will send it back to Munoz. Munoz will pop it into the box over Faith Liljegren's head. Faith will go chase it down over there, try to return it for a little bit of a cross. There it goes, and it's blocked out by the defense. Comes back over toward Faith, but there is Hensler off the hands of Brown. Comes out to Chrisman. Chrisman sends the ball out front, and a whistle will stop the action. Nice ball movement there by the Kahawks, especially down deep in the offensive zone, putting some pressure on the Belleville West Maroons. And Collinsville, a penalty kick out of this? Nope, it's a corner kick. Got that column in my face. I can't see. Got to get rid of the columns, man. Here's a corner kick coming from the near side to the far side. That one gets a little bit of that wind underneath it and carries all the way out the other side. Here is Liljegren trying to give it a chase down, but actually Belleville West saves the ball, and a shot, and that one goes wide. Chrisman stops it out front, and there's a goal. Alyssa Tucker scores on a nice feed from Chrisman, and Collinsville takes a 2-0 lead. Wow. That's what we're talking about for Tucker, her second of the year. Chrisman's got the hot hand right now. 3 goals and an assist in her last 2 games. What was that time? 9:42. Here comes Destiny Johnson. Collinsville keeping up that offensive pressure. Coach Deach said he wanted to see more offense. He's getting some here early on. Here is oh, what a nice move by Johnson on that sideline. Puts it up in the middle, blocked out, and then one of the Kahawks fell down trying to go for the ball, or else might have had another square shot on goal right in the middle. Instead, it's picked up by Foley. Foley sends it up, and now Siverly will send it right back. And the defense for the Maroons do the same. Here's Maria Voss. Voss sends it up off of a leg, and Belleville West gets a lucky bounce into the midfield circle. It goes to Vollmer. Now back over to Siverly for Collinsville. Over onto the far side. That is Malusi. Up for trying to find Destiny Johnson anyway. That ball eludes her, but here is Tucker, who just scored a goal, trying to get it back up to Johnson. Now it finds the defense once again of the Maroons, and here is Vollmer. Vollmer has that ball leave her. Collinsville picks it up once again. Over to Liljegren, who sends the ball over to Hensler. Hensler trying to force it over to Baluli over there, but Baluli missed it, and it goes right underneath her bench. 28:45 left to play here in this first half. Collinsville already out front by a score of 2-0. And looking for more. Ball comes in, and that hit one of the Kahawks in the gut, and I believe that might have been Faith Liljegren. No, that's Hensler. Hensler is doubled over there in front of the Belleville West bench. Probably got the wind knocked out of her a little bit. I don't think she was expecting it to hit her right in the stomach. She gets up and joins the play. Here's a shot toward the goal, and that one is going to go well wide and over the head of Rendelman. She judged it and saw that it was going to go over her head and just let it go. Michaela Chrisman picks up her 3rd goal of the year at the 7:05 mark. Tucker picks up her 2nd at the 9:42 mark on a great feed by Chrisman. And Collinsville staked out to a 2-0 early lead here. Still a lot of time left. 27:45 left to play here in this first half. Here is Destiny Johnson. She'll shoot the ball up, but nothing but maroon shorts and white jerseys back there for Belleville West to take care of that one. And then Collinsville sends it back. Here is Munoz trying to fend off Bailey Good. She does so. Comes up to Munoz. Now out into the middle of the field for Paige Bauer. Bauer scoots it over onto the far side. Kahawks take over. Give it back to Bauer. Bauer moves it up into the middle for Tucker. Tucker for Liljegren. Liljegren will send that ball up the far sideline, trying to give it a chase down before it crosses the end line was Baluli, but that ball was well in front of her. So remains 2-0. Just about 27 minutes left to play here in this first half. Defense will get us back to action as that ball comes all the way back out toward midfield. Popped up. And then the Maroons bring the ball up, but that ball ends up going out of bounds. So Collinsville will have a throw-in. 26.5 minutes to go here in this first half. Kahawks up to a 2-0 lead as Destiny Johnson will head to the bench for a little breather, and Sarah Hensey will check back into the game. Munoz will handle the throw-in right underneath our location here, and it's sent right back to her off of the body of Good. Munoz throws it in. This time it skips off of one of the Kahawks, and Munoz gets it back up to Chrisman. Chrisman trying to send a little bat kick over to Alyssa Tucker, but didn't put enough juice on it. Tucker ends up with it anyway and tries to bring it up the sideline. Got tugged on a little bit, no call. Here is Munoz over to Bauer. Bauer getting pressure from behind, gets it to Tucker. Tucker sends the ball up the sideline, and Faith Liljegren will be called on an offside. So we will come back and do it all over again. 25-20 left to play here in this first half. JV team already won 3-0. Girls softball team already won today too, 11-1 over Granite City. West sends the ball back into play, and Collinsville will bring it up. Here is Chrisman. Little flip pass over to Faith Liljegren, and Liljegren trying to push it up the sideline. Instead pushes it right out of bounds. Throw in forthcoming from Olivia Oliveras, senior backfielder for the Maroons. Collinsville, after this, doesn't play again until the 22nd. Toward midfield, the ball goes. And over on the far side, that is Maddie Missy for Belleville. She sends it up that sideline. Belleville West with an opportunity for a little firepower here. Left out in front, and there's a goal. That was left right out in front by Sarah Foley, or excuse me, by one of her teammates. And Foley, she was there and just jumped right on top of it. That was kind of an easy goal there for the Maroons. So Foley gets her team on the board with 24-19 left to play here in this first. And all of a sudden it's a 2-1 game. Sarah Foley leads her team in goals. That is her 6th. And now it is a 2-1 contest. Comes Collinsville and Maria Voss. She'll send it over to the sideline, and it's pushed up over there by Baluli, and now back to where it came from. Here is Hinsey. Hinsey will send it back over to Hensler, who will send it to Paige Bauer, right at the purple Indian head in the middle of this field. Over to Munoz. Munoz does a nice job getting around Reagan Graw, and now she has 2 defenders on her, and she'll do a good job of keeping that ball in bounds, but sends it right onto the foot of one of the Maroon defenders, and that Maroon defender will send the ball down the near side sideline, trying to find the Valerius. Valerius kicks it up the right side, and that is met by a nice play by Maria Voss, who banks the ball right off of Valerius. Out of bounds it goes. Collinsville will have the throw in. It'll be Munoz who will take that responsibility with 23-10 left to play here in this first half. Already 3 goals scored, 2 by the good guys. Here is Valerius. That ball ends up across the end line. And the Maroons will have a corner kick. It'll be handled by Allison Carroll. Left-footed kicker Carroll is. Into the wind and stopped. Blocked out of there by Rendelman. But the Maroons keep it alive, and a return shot. Rendelman comes out, punches the ball out of harm's way. Hinsey, she gets there first, and she does the right thing and sends it right off of the shins of Caitlin Grandcolas and out of bounds, so Collinsville will get a throw-in from over there. That could have been dangerous. And the Kahawks will have the throw-in on the far side sideline as Maddie Eisen comes into the game for the first time for Collinsville. Destiny Johnson also checks back into the game. Collinsville trying to push the ball up front for some more offensive push. They had a lot early on and came away with 2 goals. Now the ball ends up getting sent out of bounds, and the ball will belong to the Maroons. Knocked over toward the sideline, and now knocked out of the sideline by Collinsville. So another throw-in coming for the Maroons. 21.5 to go here in this first half. Throw-in coming from Maddie Missy. That was a pretty nice throw, and had the wind at your back over on that side, so any throw-ins or corner kicks from over there, they're going to travel a little bit farther. Collinsville, They bring the ball up, and they get it to midfield. Destiny Johnson still trying to track that ball down. She'll leave it now for Munoz. Munoz will send the ball up toward the front of the box, kicked back out by the defense, onto the foot of Sarah Hinsey. Hinsey continues the progression. Here's a shot and a goal! Oh, that one from about 30 yards away. Hinsey just let it go, and I think the wind got underneath it, and there was nothing Brown could do. Hinsey picks up her first goal of the year. Collinsville goes up 3-1. So 3-0. We have a wide open score fest going on here. Maroons come away with the ball. Here is Liljegren. She'll get it up to Destiny Johnson. She leaves Liljegren with a nice pass, but nicer play on defense over there by Maddie Missy, as she got there right before Liljegren did. Liljegren ready to throw the ball back in. Does so to Destiny Johnson. Liljegren gets it right back, sends it over to Hinsey. Hinsey from just the spot she scored from a minute ago, sends another one toward the goal. This one goes a little bit wide and across the end line. Giving chase over there was Maddie Eisen. And it'll turn into a goal kick restart here for the Maroons. That'll be handled by backfielder Gabby Holtrop. Halfway through this first half, 3-1 in favor of Collinsville. Let's thank Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether you're building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor that you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and they are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call, 618-407-5466, or online at pacedesignconstruct.com. 1, 2, and 3. We've had one of our Kahoks score their first goal of the year. One of our young ladies scored their second goal of the year, and another one scored their third goal of the year. Here is Missy tracking down that ball for the Maroons. She'll kick it up right by the Collinsville bench, and it ends up going right off of Faith Liljegren and out of bounds, so Missy will throw it in right at the end of the Kahok bench. 18.5 to go here in this first half. Maria Voss with it, pops it up, past midfield. Destiny Johnson trying to use her head to let it roll down her back and toward the goal, but missed her, and one of the defenders for the Maroons knocked it out of bounds. Hensler throws it back in for the Kahawks, and once again it goes right to Holtrop. Cardinals are in action tonight at Milwaukee, taking on the Brewers, and hopefully just not pitching to Kristen Yelich. How about that? 3 home runs in one game. He has 7 home runs on the year, and 6 of them have come against Cardinal pitching this year. Here is Isom. She'll send it up in the box, but Maroons will send it right back out. Of course, the Blues back in action tonight, game number 4 of their best-of-7 series with the Winnipeg Jets. Blues up in that contest 2-1, pivotal. Game number 4 tonight. That was meant to go out of bounds, but right off of one of the Maroon players. Here's Hinsey over to Liljegren. Liljegren over on the right side to Johnson, and Johnson was trying to send her on a give and go, but put a little bit too much juice behind that ball. Big game 4. Blues can win, take a 3-1 lead going back to Winnipeg for game 5. That would be huge. All the Blues would need to do was win 1 more out of the next 3. Of course, Winnipeg wins. You go back to Winnipeg tied 2-2, and you give the Jets back home ice advantage. Here are your Kahawks trying to take care of home field advantage, and a nice move there. First by Munoz, then by Tucker. Tucker trying to send the ball up, but not enough underneath it, but she gets it right back, does Tucker. And Tucker trying to find Destiny Johnson, the defender following her on the play. Holtrup just kind of fell right down. And now Foley, who has the only goal for the Maroons, works the ball back up for Belleville West. She gets past one defender, gets past another, and directs some traffic out there. Sends the ball over to that sideline, and then her teammate couldn't quite handle it. Caitlin Grancolis goes down as that ball was heading toward the sideline. 16 minutes coming up, left to play here in this first half. Rundleman takes care of an easy roller toward her. And she'll let everybody get back down range and send the ball back out. Takes a bounce right in the midfield circle. Destiny Johnson there trying to use her head. She does so. Gets it down to the foot. Sends it on over here to Eisen. But right past her. Maroons get the ball back. Throw in. Comes down at the feet of Valmer. Valmer will send it right back over, but it takes a skip off of the foot of Olivares. And Collinsville will get the ball back. But first we will have a substitution as Alyssa Tucker, who scored her first goal of the year, second goal of the year, will go out. And Chrisman will come back in. Eisen throws the ball in, trying to find Chrisman. Comes right back toward her. And Destiny Johnson sends that ball off of a Maroons player and out of bounds. So Munoz will throw it in. She'll do so to Johnson, who will head the ball back over to Bauer. Paige Bauer surveys things. Skips across, puts it into the box, and it rolls all the way through. Brown will pick it up and send us back into play. Popped up over on the far sideline. That was maybe a mistake here by Belleville West and their defensive player or midfielder. Sends it back to the defense. Here's Chrisman. Gets past one Maroon who falls down. Centers it. It's right in front, and no one could get there. Oh, man. Destiny Johnson was right there in the middle. And just in case it got past her, Eisen was there as well. But neither one of them could get to it. And it will become a corner kick here. That went off of a Maroon player. So here is Destiny Johnson trying a corner kick into the wind. She sends it up. Wind kind of knocks it down off of one of the Maroons players' heads, but Collinsville gets it right back out front. Here is Chrisman, and Bauer is there as well, but the defense gets it right back out. Now Bella Hensler. She'll send the ball up. That one's dejected. Over in front of the Kahok bench. Hensler has a go off of her feet and right into her bench. And the Maroons will have a throw in from there with 13.5 minutes to go here in this first half. Now in front of the Maroons bench. Collinsville will get the ball back. Hensler will throw it in to Chrisman. Chrisman trying to settle the ball down. She'll shoot it up and right off of the foot of Maddie Missy. Collinsville will have another throw in from in front of their bench, trying to lead Chrisman in with it. It goes right back out of bounds. Is that Morgan Rader over there I see? Ball comes into Hensler. Hensler will send it up to Bauer. Bauer moves the ball up and will leave it for Hensey. Hensey sends it up that far sideline for Rader. Rader races around, chases the ball over in the corner. Nice defensive play over there by Missy. That'll just send the ball right out of bounds across the sideline instead of the end line. And Collinsville will have another throw in. Comes in, sent right back to where it came from. Ball girl over there is busy. Hensler with another throw in. This one off of Chrisman. Chrisman got run into from behind, but no call. Here is Rader. Rader sends the ball up toward the goal, stopped there, and then the Maroons will send it across the sideline once again. So another throw in coming here for Collinsville. It'll be Morgan Rader. She'll throw the ball in, trying to find Destiny Johnson. That ball settles down, and Collinsville comes away with it. Nice job by Destiny Johnson to keep that ball alive for the Kahawks. Now she just has to get past a couple of defenders. She won't. Goes off of a body, and that goes across the end line. And that one is going to be off of one of the Kahawk players over there, I believe Morgan Rader. And that means that The Maroons will have another chance to send it back on offense. Collinsville spent a lot of time in their offensive zone that go round. Let's thank the City of Collinsville. You can check out the City of Collinsville's Facebook page for information on upcoming events such as Spring Farm Day. That is May the 4th. How about a Memorial Day block party and fireworks? That is going to be on May the 26th from 4:30 to 9 o'clock. Fireworks start at 8:30, and then Movies at Maine will start up in June. On the 15th, that'll be the first movie, Mary Poppins Returns, and then on the 22nd, Hotel Transylvania 3. More information can be had www.collinsville.org. Kahawks bring it back up again for some more offensive push. Here is Hensey over to Liljegren. Liljegren will send that ball toward the goal, and Brown is right there for the stop this time. As we approach 10.5 minutes to go here in this first half, Collinsville enjoying a 3-1 lead. Goals by Chrisman, Tucker, and Hensey. Here is Morgan Rader. Rader had that ball taken off of her foot. She'll send it back to the defense, and Paige Bauer. Bauer sends it over to this side for Munoz. Munoz sends it over to Hensey. Hensey, nice job keeping that ball in bounds. Popped up by the defense, and Hensey will get it right back, or excuse me, that is Eisen. Eisen had it just go right past her. She comes in for the steal. Morgan Rader in there as well. And then Eisen tries to send it back, and it ends up going off of the foot of Munoz. And the Maroons will have a throw in. That'll be handled by Olivares over her intended target. And it comes down to Bauer. Bauer just sends it back to her defense. Over to Siverly. Back to Munoz. Off of a foot, and Paige Bauer gets in the way. Munoz sends it up a little deeper. Chrisman gets knocked off the ball, but not far enough. It finds Morgan Rader. Rader sends it up into the box, trying to find Faith Liljegren, but led her just a little bit too far as that ball rolls in to Jessica Brown. Coming up on 9 minutes to play here in this first half. Ball gets loose. Here is Michaela Chrisman. She tracks it down first, reverses direction, sends it over to Faith Liljegren. Liljegren on the right wing, sends a shot way over the goal. Try to find a way to put some of these games back on that we have lost. We lost tomorrow's game, softball game against Jabot. We lost Thursday's baseball game against O'Fallon. So we are playing schedule makeup time again, as we usually do in the spring when we have rainouts. Last year it was cold weather and snow that delayed a lot of our games early. This year it's been all rain. Maroons bring the ball up. That was last week, Todd. Here's Bauer. Bauer over to Liljegren. Or, I don't know if that Liljegren? Could be. That ball goes off of Maria Voss and out of bounds. Liljegren throws the ball in, comes right back to her. Sends the ball up. Here's Alyssa Tucker, who has a goal in this game. Moves it across the middle to Bauer. Bauer will move forward like a forward. She'll send the ball up, trying to thread a couple of defenders and get the ball over to Jada Parrish. Coach Deej is sending in some of his freshman players here in this game. Maroons come up with it, and they'll bring it back upfield. Not before a attempted stop over there by Sydney Summer, and now Summer gets called for the foul, and it'll be a free kick right from midfield here for the Maroons. It'll be taken by Maddie Missy. Missy is ready. Ball on the way. Stays low and rolls right to Rendelman. Senior goalkeeper Claire Rendelman will send it back out. Wearing the light blue colors of the Belleville East Lancers. Say good. think she didn't wear that last week. I would have been confused. Ball comes back to the defense. Here is Siverly. She'll send it over this way for Hensler. Hensler gets around her defender, but left the ball too far, couldn't go get it. And now a 4-player exchange coming up here for the Maroons as they get some of their youngsters some varsity playing time in here as well as we approach 6 minutes left to play here in this first half. That'll give us time to thank some more of our sponsors. How about Chapman Trucking, LLC? Chapman Trucking is a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 9 years of experience, Chapman Trucking can take care of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more. That includes getting your heavy work equipment to your work site. Give Christy a call for a free estimate. That's Chapman Trucking, LLC at 618-960-9346 or online, chapmantruckingllc.net. 5:20 left to play here in this first half. Collinsville up 3-1. That ball ends up out of bounds. Hensler will throw it in once again. Trying to find Parrish, unable to do so. Here are the Maroons. A nice job on the back check by Summer, and the shot was taken anyway, but that was well wide and high. And Collinsville will get a goal kick restart here, just under 5 minutes to go in this first half. Rendelman sends it out. Right off the backside of Destiny Johnson. Johnson trying to eye it again. She'll use her head to send it on up for Faith Liljegren. Liljegren, nice job getting it to Destiny Johnson. Over to Siverly. Siverly sends it up the sideline, trying to find Chrisman, but the defense will send right back where it came from. Here is Foley. She has scored the only goal for the Maroons here in this game. Gets it on up to Gagan. Gagan leaves the ball a little too far, and then Hensler couldn't track it down and keep it steady before it went out of bounds. So the throw-in coming from Sydney Vokes. Collinsville takes care of that one. Here is Tucker to Bauer. Bauer with a head of steam trying to get past Foley. Foley does a nice job on the back check. Comes away with the ball. Foley trying to bounce off of Destiny Johnson and still stay on her feet. No call for either one of them as that ball is up and then picked off by Munoz. Munoz brings it up over on the far side. Now sends a pass all the way up to Chrisman, and that ball is going to be called offside. Coach Deej right there, letting the line judge that just blew that whistle know. I don't think that was offside. You think it was offside? I don't know. .320 left to play. First half. 3-1 in favor of Collinsville. Goals by Chrisman, Tucker, and Hensey here in this first half. Foley has the lone goal for the Maroons as they had the free kick. It comes right into the box, and oh, what a save by Rendelman. And the rebound still on the ground, pushed out by the Kahawks. And now Collinsville with a chance to turn this into a little offensive something, but the ball goes right past Tucker. And now another opportunity for Gagan. That ball sent right back out by the defense to Liljegren. Liljegren trying to get past her defender over there. She does so right in the middle of the field to Tucker. Tucker sends it off of a body, and it comes right back to her. Now Tucker is going to get called for a little push from behind, and that will give the Maroons a free kick from just beyond midfield as Tucker kind of gives Cassidy Valmer a little help with a sit down at midfield. 2:20 left to play here in this first half. Here's the kick. High. And Collinsville uses their defense to get the ball right back out of there. And here is Destiny Johnson up to Chrisman. Chrisman had the ball leave her, but then somebody, I believe that somebody was Gagan, who took some liberties with Chrisman. That drew a whistle, and right at midfield, it'll be Paige Bauer with the free kick here for the Kahawks with 1:50 left to play here in this first half. Off of a head out front, down it goes. Here is Destiny Johnson. Johnson will send the ball back to Munoz. Munoz in front of her bench. sends the ball up toward the box, pushed right back out by the defense for the Maroons as Collinsville tracks the ball down over on the far side. Siverly sends the ball up the sideline to Liljegren. Back over to Siverly. And Siverly trying to send it back to her defense, but got a little lackadaisical in that effort, and that allowed the Maroons to come in for the pickoff, which they did. And now at midfield, Tucker does a nice job keeping the Maroons from any kind of offensive penetration. Tucker sends the ball up the sideline. It's into the box. Over here is Faith Liljegren. Liljegren sends it in the middle, and then a missed shot there by Chrisman. I don't know if she was trying to shoot it or pass it over to Parrish, who was racing in on the left wing, or if maybe she just was a little undecided and did a little bit of both. They call that a shot pass. So the Maroons will have a defensive re-kick to get it going as we approach the final 35 seconds of this first half. Oh, a couple of bodies run into each other, and it appears that Summer is okay, but I don't know why the whistle blew. It was just a accident. Sydney Valerius and Sydney Summer, the two Sydneys, ran right into each other. But they call it against the Maroons. Here is Bauer with a free kick at midfield. Doesn't quite make it all the way there, and we are about to run out of seconds here in this first half. Nope. Not going to be able to put that ball down in time before the horn sounds to end the half, so Collinsville will enjoy a 3-1 lead as they head toward the locker rooms. And it's time now for our halftime show, brought to you by our good friends at Cafe Agape. Nachos, burgers, a list of sides so long I'll never be able to cover them, plus another long list of wonderful menu items to choose from. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, delivery as well. Some of the best homemade food in the area, folks. Check them out. Cafe Agape, 345 Cafe. That's 345-2233. We'll scour the scoreboards for you and see what we can find and pass that along to you next as the halftime show comes your way on the Kahok Sports Network.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, and accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs, sauces, and they donate 25 cents of each unit sold to first responder and military organizations that focus on providing aid to the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com. Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the To-Go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233.
Back at Kahok Stadium, our score here is 3-1 in favor of the Collinsville Kahawks, with goals in the first half by Chrisman, Tucker, and Hensey. And for the Maroons, Foley has scored the lone Maroons goal. Let's take a look at our halftime scoreboard, shall we? We have some baseball scores to pass along to you. Belleville East defeated Alton by a score of 2-1. It was Belleville West over Granite City, also in baseball action, by a score of 6-0. And let's see, we have girls softball action. Alton down to Belleville West by a score of 5-2. And of course, we already told you, but we'll tell you again. JV soccer team won here 3-0 earlier, and the girls softball team won by a score of 11-1 in 5 innings at home against Granite City. That recap is already up on you on the Facebook page. And that is a look at our halftime show, brought to you by Cafe Agape. We'll take a break and come back and have second half action for you. That'll come your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the To-Go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233.
Once again, we welcome you back into the broadcast booth here at Kahok Stadium. We're just about ready for second half action between Collinsville and Belleville West. Kahawks have a 3-1 lead as we begin the second half of play. Chrisman, Tucker, and Hinsey scoring goals. See, that door, man, that'll rip your arm off if you're not careful. This wind blowing as strong as it is. Well, coming into this game, the Maroons had a 2-game winning streak. They beat Alton and Freeburg, but that was right on the heels of a 6-game losing streak. Matter of fact, they just got out of a stretch where they went 0-9-1. The only reason they had a 6-game losing streak instead of a 10-game losing streak was a tie against Jabot. That was back on the 25th of March. They also won their first game of the year against Alton Marquette, tied their second game against Waterloo, and then lost 5 in a row before that tie with Jabot, and then they lost 6 in a row. We are underway, second half action. Collinsville, of course, switching sides as Claire Rindelman will be in the goal to our left, and Jessica Brown for Belleville in the goal to our right. Play takes place right underneath our location to start off with, and here is Faith Liljegren with the throw-in for Collinsville. She throws it all the way up past the defenders, and those defenders will send it right back out of bounds, and Liljegren will have another throw-in opportunity here for Collinsville. And just underway here in the second half. That ball comes in, and there is Hinsey. She couldn't quite corral that ball, and then a good defensive play there by Paige Bauer. Bauer circles, sends the ball out toward the midfield circle. That's where it's picked up by Maria Voss. Voss sending the ball up, trying to find Chrisman. Couldn't find her, though. And now it's taken over by Bailey Good for the Maroons. They send the ball up. 1 minute gone here in the second half. Here is Faith Liljegren. Liljegren sends the ball up the sideline, trying to lead Destiny Johnson, and the defender falls down. Johnson circles in from the right side, now looking for some help to appear, trying to dribble herself around a defender, and that defender just pushes her down in the box. No call on the play, and the person who did that comes away with the ball. That's Courtney Vollmer. Man, oh man. Throw in comes from the Maroons. And picked up by Hensler over to Hinsey. Hinsey sends it across the way to Munoz. Munoz sends it over to the far sideline. Chrisman tracks it down before it has a chance to go out of bounds. Puts on a nice move. Comes in on the left wing. Centers it for Destiny Johnson, but the defense for the Maroons got there first. And now here is Paige Bauer. Bauer, she'll send it over to this side now for Faith Liljegren. Liljegren, she'll bring it up the right side and leaves a little pass there for Hensler chipping in from the defense. Sends it up toward the goal, and on a couple of bounces, it goes right into the hands of Jessica Brown. 37-40 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville putting on all kinds of offensive pressure here to open up the second half of play. Foley, the lone goal scorer for the Maroons, sends the ball up, but there is Siverly for Collinsville. She'll send it over to Voss. Voss sends it up the near sideline and off of the head of one of the Maroons players and out of bounds. Throw in again coming here for Faith Liljegren. Liljegren throws it up the sideline and again throws it past the defense. And Destiny Johnson trying to get there before that ball crosses the end line, but she got there just a little bit too late as the defenders for the Maroons were kind of just walking back toward the ball. Johnson kept on going. Defense will handle the goal kick restart, and it comes out to midfield. And the Maroons will send it upfield. Collinsville sends it right back. Liljegren right off of her body and out of bounds. And the Maroons throw it back in quickly. Hensler runs into the Maroon player. That is Sydney Valerius and knocked her off the ball. Now here is Foley coming up with it, but Hensler takes care of that before she could get that foot onto the ball, does Foley. And now sent back out to the midfield circle. Over toward the far side, Vollmer. That ball's picked off by Collinsville. Here is Munoz. Munoz sends the ball up that far sideline off the back heel of one of the Maroons players. Destiny Johnson gets it, comes into the box. She'll shoot and she'll score. Goes right past the hands of Jessica Brown. And Collinsville makes it 4-1. Destiny Johnson took advantage of the loose ball. That went off of the back heel of Courtney Valmer over there. And just kept going with it. (43-54). Destiny Johnson scores goal number 5 on the year. And Collinsville looking for some more here. Here's Liljegren back to Hensey. Hensey already has a goal, her first of the year. She'll circle and out toward the middle. She'll give it up to Paige Bauer. Bauer over on the far side now for Munoz. Munoz, she'll send it up into the box, and nice job there by Gabby Holtrop to send that ball right back out. But Paige Bauer will get the ball right back out to Maria Voss, to Hensler, to Hensey, and now back out to Bauer. Bauer pushes the ball up, finds Hensey. Hensey trying to get it in between a couple of defenders. She does to Johnson. Oh, Johnson trying a little poke pass up to Chrisman. Chrisman gets it anyway in the box over on the left wing, in the middle for Johnson. She'll spin, she'll shoot, and she'll shoot it high. 4 goals scored here in this game by Collinsville. 4 different young ladies with the goals. Chrisman, Tucker, Hensey, and Johnson. 34:40 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville with the lead. And ball ends up out of bounds. Throw in coming here for the Maroons. It'll be handled by Maddie Missy. Missy throws it up the sideline past her teammate, and Collinsville will just send the ball out of bounds, and Maria Voss kick. Looked a little awkward almost. Missy with another throw in. Missy finally throws that ball in. Up toward the outside of the box. It comes loose. Foley is there, and no good. Collinsville's defense up to the task. They send the ball out all the way over on the far sideline where it's pushed out of bounds right in front of the Kahok bench. It's going to belong to the Maroons once again, though. Maroons throw the ball in. Collinsville sends the ball back up the far sideline and out of bounds right at midfield. Maroons throw the ball in, and it is off of Gagan, but the Maroons still manage to work the ball downrange, and here is Missy. She'll send the ball up, and that is a nice job using the head there by Paige Bauer, as Collinsville tries to wrestle the ball away defensively and come back up for another offensive push. Most of this beginning of the second half was spent in the Collinsville offensive zone, and now a bouncing ball will come right to Claire Rindelman. She'll handle it, and she'll take care of the goal kick restart. Let's thank the Collinsville Education Association. CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website, collinsvillecea.org. Here is Paige Bauer. Bauer gets the ball back, and Siverly sends it up all the way up the far side. Chrisman trying to get there and track it down. She can't. Olivia Olivares trying to chase it down for the Maroons. She was knocked off the ball by Chrisman. Now the Maroons do get it back, and they send it up into the offensive zone. Collinsville's defenders get back. Now onto the foot of Valmer. Valmer brings it up for Gagan. Gagan right in the middle, and then trying to get it back to Gagan, but there is Hensey to pick it off. Up to Destiny Johnson, who gets the ball over to Faith Liljegren. Liljegren sends the ball up the sideline. Johnson trying to chase it down, and nice play defensively there by Valmer just to bank that ball off of the shins of Johnson. And a throw-in coming here for Maddie Missy for the Maroons. Another pop fly. This one's heading toward us. Didn't quite make it that far, though. And again, Maddie Missy with another throw-in here for the Maroons. Right off of the thigh of Valerius, and she'll send the ball up trying to find Grandicolas, but that ball is knocked out of bounds by Siverly. And the Maroons will get to keep the ball. It'll be a throw-in from right around the same area where they take the corner kick. And it'll be Maddie Missy who will handle that responsibility. As Missy waits for all of her teammates to get in place, she's ready to go. Ball comes in, it's high and right down in front, and a nice save by Claire Rindleman. That ball bounced right off of the foot of Paige Bauer, and then Rindleman aware enough to jump up and tap that ball over her goal. It results in a corner kick now coming up here for Collinsville. Corner kick being taken by Courtney Vollmer. Vollmer will do so with the right foot. She sends it out the other side, and the other side is where it ends up. On the ground, still inbounds, moved up. Chrisman trying to get there, and the defense for the Maroons will get there in her stead, and they'll send the ball back up for another offensive try, but not before Collinsville's defense takes care of that situation. All the way back up to midfield we go. Now a loose ball being pushed forward by Gagan. That's going to go into the box, and there is Munoz, who will give it a chase down, and then it'll be the Maroons who actually push that ball across the end line, which will result in another goal kick restart here for Claire Rindleman. Rindleman are ready to go. Ison and Beluli come back into the game for Collinsville. Kahok's up 4-1. 29 minutes and some change left to go here in this second half. Collinsville working the ball up for some more offense. Over onto the far side, that is Alexi Munoz. She'll send it up to Chrisman. Chrisman will leave it for Tucker, for Tucker, and Tucker got taken right off of that ball. So the Maroons, they take over. Now a loose ball right at midfield, pushed up by Beluli to Chrisman. She does a nice job stopping it. And then with 4 defenders back, she'll slow things down and wait for a little bit of help. Comes right into the box, but it rolls right to Jessica Brown for the stop. Brown will handle her own restart this go-round. And she'll pop it up. And after one bounce, it goes out to midfield and then off of a body. And the Maroons will have a throw-in restart here, and that'll be handled by Maddie Missy. Missy throws the ball up the sideline, past her intended target, Grandicolas, and all the way down. Collinsville takes over. Here's Beluli. Sends it over to Siverly. Siverly steps on the ball to keep Valerius from getting to it. That was kind of a nice move. And then over to Bauer. Up to Munoz. Munoz, sideline pass. That was Ison over there. And then she got it to Chrisman. And here is Tucker. Tucker has a goal in this game. Sends it back to Bauer. Bauer will send it up to the defense. Here is Beluli after Voss sends the ball up, and then a whistle against Maddie Missy on the play against Beluli. And it'll be a free kick here for the Kahawks. They'll send it over to the far side to Munoz. Munoz loses that battle against her defender. Now she'll have to retreat, but there's some help from her teammate, Paige Bauer. Bauer sends the ball up. Goes past one defender, but not getting it past Holtrup. Holtrup sends it back into the middle for Gagan. Gagan up to Foley. Foley has the only goal in this game for the Maroons. She'll send it up to Vollmer. Vollmer sends the ball up even farther. Here come the Maroons. They have a little momentum going this direction. Nice job by the last 3 defenders for Collinsville to keep that from going any farther. And then a shot put on goal by Valerius goes wide of the goal. And we'll have another Claire Rindelman re-kick here for Collinsville. Let's thank Metro East Roofing and Guttering. They're locally owned and operated since 1987 by brothers and Kahok alums Tony and Corey Jones. Metro East Roofing and Guttering can help with your roofing, guttering, and siding needs. They're located at 1231 Lebanon Road in Collinsville. Metro East Roofing and Guttering is the hometown company that you know and trust. Give them a call, 345-5679 today for your free estimate. And you can visit their Facebook page at Metro East Roofing and Guttering. Foul coming up against Collinsville. That will result in a free kick here for the Maroons from about 40 yards out. And it looks like it is going to be Gabby Holtrop who will take this free kick. This is almost where Hinsey scored from on a free kick in the first half. Here is the kick, and this one's dangerous as well, but Rindelman stands right there in the middle, right on the goal line, and takes care of that. See, that was where Jessica Brown went wrong. She came out about 5 feet in front of the goal, and that ball ended up going over her head. Rindelman had that played perfectly. Whistle on the play will give the Maroons another chance here. This one will be about 5 yards closer to the goal. And again, it'll be taken by Holtrop. Holtrop. She's ready. So is Rindelman, right in the middle of that goal where she was last time. Holtrop is ready to go. Here's the kick. And this one's going to go high off of the football crossbar. So Rindelman will get us going once again. It was a beautiful day here in the Midwest. Made it up to 85 degrees today, if you can believe that. Nice and warm and sunny. And all the rain we've had, everything is turning green. Nice to see. One of the bummers about winter is everything is just brown. No leaves on the trees, grass is brown, and everything is just blah. We have just a little bit more than 24 minutes to go here in this second half. Collinsville with a 4-1 lead, but Belleville has been dangerous here in the last few minutes. They have spent a lot of time in their offensive zone. Now a loose ball going to be picked up and shot. That was right off of the side of Tucker. Tucker, that one hurt a little bit. Now a couple of bodies go down. Incidental contact by Chrisman as well as Holtrop. Holtrop still stays with the ball. Now Bauer gets the intercept and works the ball back up. Over on the far side for Chrisman. Well, Chrisman's right there in the middle. I believe that was, can't tell until they turn around, Eisen. Now Siverly will go back and play some defense. She has a Lady Maroon right on her back, and Siverly does a nice job dancing all around and getting rid of that defender. Now up to Beluli, but Beluli got stepped in front of, and picking off that pass was Maddie Missy. And a whistle on the play. We'll give another kick here for the Maroons, and this one's going to be a lot closer. This one's going to be about 25 yards out. And it looks like Vollmer will take care of this kick. So the Maroons have been dangerous here. After about the first 5 minutes were spent down in Collinsville's offensive zone, we have spent a large amount of time down here in the Maroons offensive zone. Vollmer ready to go. Here's the kick. And Rindelman knocks it out with one hand. It comes down, and the rebound put just a little bit wide, and Collinsville dodges another bullet. That one is going to go across the, well, I guess it went off the end line off of one of the Maroons players, so Claire Rindelman ready to send this back into action with another goal kick restart here as we approach 22 minutes left to play here in this second half. 4-1 in favor of Collinsville. First half goals by Chrisman, Tucker, and Hinsey, and a second half goal here by Johnson. Whistle on the play. Collinsville will get a free kick, but this one's not going to be anywhere as close as the last few for the Maroons have been. This one's going to be about 80 yards away, and instead it's a pass over onto the far side. Munoz Munoz sending it up. And up the sideline it goes. Chrisman trying to chase it down, but the Maroon defense will get there first. Collinsville, nice job on the pickoff play, and into the middle it goes. Here is Hensey. Hensey will send it back over to Tucker, to Bauer. Bauer comes in from the right side, puts on the brakes, sends it over into the corner for Baluli. Baluli does a nice job getting around the defender, puts it in front of the goal. Chrisman's there, can't get it. Now a shot, oh! And again, Chrisman there with a beautiful feed, and Faith Liljegren just couldn't quite finish up, got it just a little bit too high. Chrisman was already given an assist here tonight after she scored her goal. A couple of minutes later, she set up Alyssa Tucker beautifully, and Tucker buried it. Here is Baluli. Baluli here on this near sideline. Gets around a couple of defenders, and then we'll send it back to Voss, who will send it in the middle to Bauer. Bauer will send it over on the far side for Siverly. Siverly pushes the ball up, but no one wearing purple and white there to take it, so the Maroons will take over as Courtney Valmer pushes that ball up into the midfield circle, but Collinsville intercepts. Here is Voss. Voss pops the ball up into the offensive zone. Here's Chrisman. She's got some room, and then the ball goes right between her legs. She'll jump right over it, turn around in the middle, take the shot, and it rolls right to Brown. Halfway through the second half, Collinsville has the only goal here in the second half to extend that 3-1 halftime lead to a 4-1 lead. There is Foley. Foley sends the ball up. Finding Valarius. Valarius. And a nice defensive play there by Collinsville to get that ball off of the foot of Grand Colas, but she was circling in from the right side. That was Alyssa Tucker with the nice play. She's had a pretty good game. Here is Baluli after the throw in by Collinsville, sent across the line once again by the Maroons. And a throw in coming from the near side sideline. Faith Liljegren had the ball go right off her head and right out of bounds. So now the throw in will be handled by Katie Haas. Haas throws the ball in. Foley had it go off of her foot. Chrisman finds it, tries to take it over, and did for a moment before Gagan sends it over to a teammate. Now the Maroons trying to send it up, but there's Alyssa Tucker with a nice stop, and they move the ball up, and here is Faith Liljegren. She'll send it back to the defense. Here is Maria Voss. Voss trying to leave it for Baluli, as that ball right to Gabby Holtrop. Baluli there trying to get the ball away. Liljegren comes in for some help, but it was already too late by then. That ball pushed up to Gagan. Gagan sends the ball up, and it's over on the sideline, pushed out of bounds there by Voss. Katie Haas with another throw in here for the Maroons. Coming up on 18 to play here in this second half. Here's Foley. Moves the ball up. Collinsville intercepts, but a loose ball is picked back up by Foley. She heads the ball up to Grand Colas, and now Collinsville's Faith Liljegren will take over and move the ball up for some offense. Sends the ball into the middle of the field. Whoops, forgot to take it with me, did Alyssa Tucker. And now back over to Bauer. Bauer over to Lexi Munoz over on the far side, trying to send the ball up for Chrisman, but the only one back there is Valmer for the Maroons. She'll send it back into the middle for Holtrup, and then back out to midfield it goes. Bauer sends it up for Tucker. Tucker trying to find Chrisman, or trying to find Eisen over there, and now a loose ball. Baluli into the box. Baluli will shoot, and she'll score. Baluli makes it a 5-1 game. Lots of separation, found herself with a lot of room. And Collinsville out front now 5-1. 62-46 of this game. Baluli makes it 5-1. 5 goals scored by 5 different players here in this game for the Kahoks. That's the way to spread your offense around. Well, the Maroons will take care of it and send it all the way over to Olivares. Olivares sends the ball up to Gagan. Back to the defense now. It goes for Vollmer. Vollmer popped it over the head of the Collinsville defenders and then gets it onto the feet of Valerius. She tries to turn the corner, tight corner over there with lots of Kahok's defenders in the way. Now a loose ball is sent up the sideline to Olivares. Olivares will send it up in front of the box. A turnaround shot that's partially blocked out there. Nicely done by Maria Voss. Over to this side for Baluli, who just scored her first goal of the year. So Hinsey and Baluli score their first goals of the year. Johnson gets her 5th. Tucker gets her 2nd, and Chrisman gets her 3rd. Kahawks bring the ball up. .40 left to play here in this second half. Play at midfield. Let's thank the Junior Service Club of Collinsville. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go help the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any more information on any event put on or sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, click on the events tab, and that'll give you all the information you need to know on anything coming up as far as events are concerned for the Collinsville Junior Service Club. Checked the other day. Nothing going on right now. This is kind of their off time of the year. They'll be back in full force when school starts back up. I know they're big time into the Italian Fest. They sell some toasted ravioli there on Main Street every year. Tasty toasted ravioli. Here's Baluli trying to wrestle the ball away from Foley. She can't. Foley ends up kicking it out of bounds. For Collinsville, this is by far the most goals they've scored in a game this year. They have not scored more than 2 before today. There's Destiny Johnson. Johnson sends it back over to Hensler. Hensler will send the ball back even farther now into the defense for Voss. And the defense will just kind of play around with it for a while and chew up some time. Here's Summer. Sends it over onto the far side for Munoz. Munoz sends it up. And Collinsville circles Faith Liljegren to Destiny Johnson. Johnson, she'll send the ball all the way up front. And it's another chance for Syverly, but Brown got there right before Syverly could. That ball had a little less juice on it. Syverly may have gotten there in time for a quality opportunity on goal. But the Maroons send the ball right back out immediately as they are faced with a clock not in their favor right now. 13:20 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville up 5-1. Free kick coming up right here at midfield for Gabby Holtrup. She sends it up just in front of the box. It's stopped there by her teammate. Now over here on the near side sideline. Nice job by Grand Cullis from keeping that going out of bounds, but she ends up kicking it over the end line anyway. So Claire Rindelman will have another goal kick restart here. As I mentioned earlier, with all of the exchanges or changes in the schedule, this is the only game we have for you this week. We do apologize about that. But don't worry. We'll be backloaded here before too long, and we'll have weeks where we have a game every week. Probably. So that one was rained out. Here is Destiny Johnson. So it looks like we have Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday action for you next week. Baseball on Tuesday, softball on Thursday, and here comes Syverly with a break from the right side. Oh, that one just had a little bit too much bend on it. And was heading right toward the middle. and then started pushing its way left. Eventually, it ended up going wide. Baseball Tuesday, softball Thursday, and then double header baseball action for you on Saturday of next week. We'll see about the open dates and see if we can maybe throw in a makeup game there right after the Easter break coming up this weekend. That's another reason I don't have anything going on. I got grandkids coming to town Thursday. They'll come in town Thursday and go back Sunday. Visiting from out of town. Here are your Kahawks enjoying a 5-1 lead here late in the second half. Ball sent up the sideline but out of bounds. And it'll be Katie Haas, who throws the ball in, does so to Holtrup. Holtrup finds Stedman, or excuse me, that's Vollmer. Now into the middle. Collinsville gets a foot on it and almost picked that ball off, but Bauer comes away with it, gets it up to Tucker. Now here is Destiny Johnson. You can always tell her she's the one wearing the white headband. Over on the far side. Up the sideline. Tucker, who has a goal. Tries to get around a couple of defenders. Can't do so. And now we have wholesale player changes going on. Collinsville will make 3 substitutions while the Maroons will make 1. Hinsey checks back into the game for Collinsville. As does Grace Lanier. Morgan Rader checks back in as well. Picked off by Grand Colas and out to midfield. Grand Colas is still staying with the ball. Nice job there by the young senior midfielder for the Maroons, Caitlin Grand Colas. Free kick coming up for the Maroons right at midfield. It's on the way and right in front of the box. Nicely done there by Paige Bauer. She raced out in front of everyone, used that head to push it sideways. It ends up going out of bounds as we are under 10 minutes to go here in this second half. 9:15 to be exact. Ball comes up the far side sideline, and that is where Morgan Rader tries to take it over. Can't do so, and looks like Lydia Fluss will check into the game for the Kahawks here in the late going. So Collinsville with a 5-1 lead. Coach Deej trying to empty his bench and give some of his underclassmen a little playing time on the varsity level as Flush tries to deal with a couple of defenders there for the Maroons and almost came away with the loose ball. Now Collinsville does get it back. Here is Alyssa Tucker. Tucker will get around a couple of defenders herself and will bring it up herself. Puts on the brakes. Waits for some help. Sends it up into the middle, trying to find Rader, but that's picked off by Holtrup. And then the Maroons will try to work the ball up for a scoring opportunity as it's getting kind of late here for the Maroons. They trail by 4 goals as we approach 8 minutes left to play here in this second half. Boy, Grant Colas in that ball right off of the, almost the face there of Bella Hensler, and that ball goes across the end line, so the Maroons will have a chance at a corner kick here. Taking this corner kick will be Katie Haas. Excuse me, that is going to be Allison Carroll, as Coach Mathenia trying to empty his bench as well. Stays low and popped up. Oh, Claire Rindelman with a save, and then the ball goes in, and I don't believe that's going to count. Yeah, that's what I thought she did. She punched it out of there, and then it hit the bottom of the football goalpost, came straight down, and then it got kicked in, but the football goalpost is considered out of bounds. So That ball ends up off of one of the Maroons players and across the end line, so Claire Rindelman will get us going back here in just a second with another goal kick restart as we approach 6:45 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville with 3 goals in the first half, 2 here in the second. 5-1 lead. Rindelman's ball does not make it quite out to midfield. Maroons trying to settle it down. Foley sends it backwards. And then right in front of the circle, it's Holtrup. Holtrup. All right, ball's going to go out of bounds. Nice effort there by Maddie Missy trying to get to the ball before it did, but she couldn't quite get there. So Bella Hensler will throw the ball in, and Collinsville will get back to work here and leading 5-1 off of the head of Rader. And then right off of the leg of Maddie Missy and out of bounds. So Rader will throw it in from midfield, throw it up this near side sideline, and no one there wearing purple and white, so giving it a chase down is Maddie Missy. And Missy will get it right back on a pass from Holtrup. Out to midfield it goes. Here is Fluss. Fluss for the Kahawks, trying to wrestle the ball away, and she's got some work to do there, trying to get that ball away from Allison Carroll. Now Fluss over on the far side, sends it back into the middle. And back into the middle it comes for Lanier. Lanier sends the ball up, trying to find Baluli, who has a goal here late in the second half. Back to Lanier. And Lanier couldn't beat Foley. Foley comes in over on the right side, but has that ball taken right off of her foot by Summer. Sydney Summer might have gotten a little bit more of Foley's ankle than she would have liked as Foley comes up limping for the Maroons. She's their leading goal scorer. Now at midfield, taken over by Valerius for the Maroons. She'll send the ball up into the box, but Claire Rindelman will come out and cut it off. Ball was offside anyway. According to the line judge over on the far side sideline, 4:45 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville looking like they're on their way to win number 7 on the year. It'll be their 3rd conference win, as that ball is going to be replayed all over again. Referee wasn't ready. Kahawks will improve to 7-6, 3-4 in conference play. The Maroons will drop to 3-12-2 and 1-6 in conference play if this score stays the same, and I don't see why it wouldn't. 4 minutes left to go and a 4-goal lead for your Kahawks. Belleville West throws the ball in. They overthrow everyone. Loose ball picked up by the Maroons. They send the ball up, but there is Lydia Fluss to pick the ball off for Collinsville. Over to the far side, but not far enough for Collinsville to advance it farther. Maroons take over from there. Right in front of the Kahawk bench. Comes back to Grace Gebhardt. Here's Baluli. Nice job keeping it alive to Fluss. Fluss comes up in the middle of the field. Leaves it into the box, but a little bit too much on it as Brown comes out and scoops that ball up right before Morgan Rader can get there for any kind of an offensive opportunity. Off the backside of Baluli, it comes right down for Grand Colas. Grand Colas trying to shake off her defender, and Hensler ends up going down. And a throw-in. Well, I was going to say a throw-in coming from Maddie Missy, but the referees blew the whistle because the ball belongs to the Kahawks. Throw-in coming from Baluli. She'll throw it right down to Morgan Rader, and then Morgan Rader will get shoved from behind by Holtrup. Collinsville will get a free kick from about 50 yards away, all with under 3 minutes to go here in this second half. Paige Bauer will just send it up to Hensler. Hensler then sends it up to Baluli, and Baluli tried to stop the ball, but it ends up going off of her ankle and out of bounds. 2.5 minutes to go here in the second half. Baluli keeps the ball in. Comes to Missy. She'll send it back to Holtrup, and Holtrup will send it all the way downrange. And Claire Rindelman will come out, scoop up the ball, and most likely take her time getting this one back out. Nope, she throws it quickly. Finds Baluli wide open. Baluli sends the ball up into the middle for Hensler. Back to Baluli, but it goes off of her foot and out of bounds. Throw in coming here from Maddie Missy. 1:50 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville, 5 goals from 5 different players here tonight. That ball ends up out of bounds. And Collinsville will get the throw in. Near side sideline, all the way up by where the corner kick takes place. 90 seconds left to play. Comes in for Hensey. To Fluss, a little bit too far for her, and Fluss has to retreat. And then does a nice job not retreating and takes the ball right off of Gebhardt's hands up to Morgan Rader, but Rader couldn't split the defense fast enough. And the defense for the Maroons will take over and send the ball back out to midfield with 1 minute to go here in this one. Fluss will send the ball all the way up on a roller to Brown. Brown will scoop it up. And with under a minute to go, Collinsville will pick up win number 7 on the year, and a nice offensive showing by Coach DiGirolamo and his girls. No games before this. This is their 13th game, and no games has featured more than 2 goals scored by the Kahawks up until this game. Ball comes down, and Gabby Holtrup sends the ball back out to midfield. Here is Grand Colas trying to get it past Hensler. She can't. Over to Bauer. Bauer right on top of the circle. Sends it right through the heart of that midfield Kahawk logo. And Collinsville works the ball up as the seconds continue to melt away. Here is Hensey. She'll send it over toward the far side as we have under 10 seconds to play. As the ball rolls through the middle, everybody kind of just giving up here for the last 10 seconds, and Collinsville pulls away the victory. 5-1 the final. Thank you very much, dear. A big thank you to all of the young ladies from the JV team helped me with the camera here tonight. We certainly do appreciate them. 5-1 is our final as Collinsville improves their record to 7-6, dropping the Lancers to 3-12-2. As we welcome you in to the post-game show brought to you by Cullup Jennings Florist, a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. Cullup Jennings Florist is located at 517 West Clay Street. Stop in for weekly specials. This week's focus on Easter. They have Easter lilies for sale. And, of course, if you need that last-second centerpiece for your Easter dining room table, they can probably hook you up with that, but you better get going quick. After that, it's all about the month of May, and the month of May features, of course, Mother's Day as well as Graduation Day. So for all of your florist needs, give Cullup Jennings Florist a call at 344-0404 or online, CullupJennings.com. Post-game show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cullup Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullup Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullup Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullup Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullup Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, CullupJennings.com. Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their second year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Call 855-9100 or online, sloanspubhouse.com.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today, 618-344-2800, or on the Missouri side, 314-241-5253, or online, lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center, and they can handle all of the basics, like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not-so-basic stuff like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations, Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook.
I'm a random windstorm. Shaky, 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 shaky. Shaky, shaky. And if you got cut rate insurance, you could be picking up this tab yourself. So get Allstate. You could save some cash and be better protected from mayhem like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands? Call me, Mike Cluck with Allstate, for a quote today.
Cullup Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullup Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullup Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullup Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullup Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullupjennings.com.
And once again, we welcome you back into the Cullup Jennings Florist post-game show here on the Kahoks Sports Network as Collinsville wins this one here tonight over Belleville West by a score of 5-1. And joining us on the post-game show, player of the game for your Collinsville Kahawks, that would be junior Alyssa Tucker. How are you there, dear?
I'm good. Really satisfied with the outcome of this game.
Yeah, that was a nice game. You guys have not scored more than 2 goals a game in any game that you've been in this year, and you get 5 in this game, including a goal by you. So first of all, talk about what that means for your team, getting 5 goals in one game.
I think it's a major turning point for our team, like all together, getting all of our confidence up, getting multiple people scoring. I think that with scoring more goals, we feel more comfortable playing the way we know we can rather than playing more timid, and we start working together more and it all clicks. And
what I liked about it was you had 5 goals scored by 5 different girls.
Yes, that's what it looks so good because we're all getting chances, we're all getting different opportunities.
And you play defense, so opportunities on the defensive side of the ball really don't happen that often, do they?
Yeah, no. I've been playing up more, which probably helps, but there's a lot of girls that are getting chances in the defense area, which helps. And yeah, I don't know. I think everyone getting some opportunities gets everyone more pumped up and keeps the flow of the game going.
Michaela Chrisman got the first goal of the game. This coming off her scoring both goals in the game against Belleville East. So she kind of gets a natural hat trick, if you will, getting 3 goals in 2 halves.
Yes.
So you guys were already up 1-0, and then came your goal, which was just a beautiful setup by Chrisman. Tell me about what you saw.
Yeah, well, it's open a lot. It's just finding that point and actually finishing the goal. And I think finishing it really made us more comfortable and ready to play, pumped us up a lot more and ready for the rest of the game.
What do you think about when you see somebody like Sarah Hinsey score her first goal of the game? She's a freshman. She's already been in a bunch of varsity games. She's getting more and more used to playing varsity. So what does that mean when you see a freshman score a goal?
Oh, I was super happy for her because I know she's been struggling and, like, not as confident as she could be. So seeing her score and finally be successful really helps us and helps her confidence.
And your goalkeeper, Claire Rindeman, we talk about her just about every game. She's really good.
Yeah, she did so good tonight. She had so many major saves that probably kept us in the game, kept us positive and ready to keep playing.
What are you doing for Easter?
Family.
Family.
Staying home.
Staying home. Got family. You guys don't
Yep.
play a game for another week, do you?
No, we play a tournament next week.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you very much for the visit,
Thank
dear.
you.
Enjoy the celebration there in the locker room, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. That is junior Alyssa Tucker. She scores one of the 5 goals here for Collinsville tonight. Chrisman, Tucker, Hensey, Johnson, Baluli. 5 different Lady Kahawks scoring goals as Collinsville picks up win number 7 on the year and picks up win number 3 in the conference. And that's going to do it for us tonight as your Kahawks win by a score of 5-1. Our next game, due to all the weather delays that we have the rest of the week, this is the only game that we have. So we'll be back at you next week. We have baseball Tuesday. That'll be at home versus Belleville West. Then we will switch things up and head over to the softball complex on Thursday for a battle against Belleville East. Then Saturday we have a split doubleheader for your baseball team. Game number 1 will be against Highland. I believe that is a 9 a.m. game. And then game number 2 will be against Salem, and that'll be at 1 p.m. That's because I believe, I want to say Centralia and Highland, I think, play in the middle game, something like that. There's a middle game in there somewhere. I'm not sure who's playing right now, but we'll have 2 baseball games for you 1 week from Saturday. So that's going to do it until after Easter. So thanks again to Chris DiGirolamo for number 1, taking the time out for the pregame interview. Number 2, sending me up his junior varsity girls to operate the camera. And number 3, sending me Alyssa Tucker for the postgame show. And a big thank you to her for coming up and talking to us here tonight as well. So until next week, my name is Todd Duke. Everyone, have a fantastic rest of your week and a very happy Easter.